Beef! It's what's for dinner.
Okay, that's all. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Strong.Sistas YouTube channel. In today's video, we're just going to show you guys an epic meat haul from White Oak Pastures.
So if you guys like looking at meat, stay tuned. Okay. So full disclosure, we are affiliates with White Oak Pastures.
And proud of it.
Very proud of it.
So if you choose to purchase from White Oak Pastures, if you can use our link in the description below, that would be very much appreciated. They no longer use like codes, so instead it's followed by links. A small percentage of that sale goes to us, and any money that we make on YouTube is being saved for a future farm, so you will be helping us start our future farm.
But you don't have to purchase from them to watch this video. So we're going to show you everything that we recently ordered from White Oak Pastures because we're almost out of our full cow.
Sad time.
Our freezer's a little bit low, so we had to restock. So let's get into it.
So every single YouTube video, Sarah and I get into like a little bit of a debacle argument about what part gets cropped off. So it's either my high pony or her full hair length. So it's either this or her full hair length gets cropped off. What do you guys think? What should be cropped?
She wins every time.
She's the better sister.
Her pony makes it. Makes the cut, literally.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to go through each of the things that we ordered and share a little fun fact about each one. So first one, we have beef canoe cut bones. So this is the marrow bones cut down the middle. So easy access to that raw bone marrow, that good.
Easy access, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Easy access to the raw bone marrow is this one's fun fact.
Okay. Number two is some raw beef suet. This is our favorite raw source of fat. That was the fun fact. No, I'm just kidding. It actually kind of resembles the consistency, like chewiness factor of hard cheese.
All right, next up is beef tenderloin tips and tails. This is a major key money saver for some high quality meat. So if you think about a beef tenderloin is typically sold as like an oval. The muscle does not look like that. So parts of the muscle get cut off when making that oval shape. So these tips and tails are the cut off parts, and so this is sold at a discounted price, so make sure you guys check out the beef tenderloin tips and tails for a juicy, soft filet mignon pieces at a reduced price. I'm all about that.
Not filet mignon. Next one is beef cheeks. This is one of our favorite cuts. Fun fact, it requires low and slow cooking because it's kind of a tough part, because if you think about it, the cheeks are always chewing that grass all day long. So this ends up being like pull apart collagenous meat, and it's excellent.
All right, next is beef oxtail. So yes, this is the tail of the cow, and White Oak Pastures sells it already pre-cut, so it's in the little round parts, and all you have to do is just plop it into your slow cooker, cook it for about 8 hours, and this is a beautiful medley of muscle meat, fat, and connective tissue. It makes an excellent meat wiggly jiggly broth as well.
Next one is beef tenderloin sheets. Fun fact, this product was made after me, so I'm very close with Jenny there at White Oak Pastures, and she knew I had a thing for thin sliced meat, so she made me a handy dandy thin sliced product. So you should probably get yourself some say meat.
Excellent.
I think it really was.
It was. Wabam. Raw Iberico pork fat. So this is definitely a Strong.Sistas favorite. White Oak Pastures has Iberico hogs that have this super unique fat taste. It's like a sweet olive oil taste. So this fat is super high in oleic acid, monounsaturated 9, I believe. And if you are not a fan of the texture of raw beef suet, you need to try raw Iberico pork fat. It's a lot more soft and has a taste, whereas sometimes suet is pretty bland. So get some raw Iberico pork fat.
Next item are pitons. These are grass-fed tomahawk steaks, and fun fact, we do not actually eat these. We just do piton practice with them. I hoard them in the freezer, and I'm too afraid to eat them because they're that like fancy cut that it's like, how do you eat Such
we actually
beauty.
haven't cooked them yet. So, but fun fact, we have a pecan twirling team and no one has tried out. So we're going to show you guys an example of the movement quality required to join the pecan team. And
we're still taking auditions basically,
are.
but it's really hard to actually make it on the team. But I don't want you to stray away from trying out.
Yeah.
All you need is one of these pecans and then a little bit of hip movement. So we're gonna show you what that looks like right now. And go.
Circle quickly. Circle quickly. All right, next up is a White Oak Pastures special called the Big Grass Steak. So they made this cut on their own, like no one else has this, and it is a mixture of a tenderloin and a top sirloin. This is a Grand Slam, a special cut. Get yourself a big grass steak.
Next item is skirt steak. This is another one of our favorites, not to be confused with flank steak, another one of our favorites. Skirt steak is not that tender, but it's more prioritized for its intense flavor. It is one of the most flavorish pieces of meat out there. It comes from the plates of the animal. I highly recommend you try some skirt steak. It's typically a little bit more economical than things like tomahawk steaks or ribeyes, which are just like, ooh, fancy skirt steak.
All right, next up is one of my personal favorites, beef feet. So yes, the hooves are taken off, but this is the beef feet, and it has marrow inside of the bones. Plus there's a ton of connective tissue and tendons on this. We're going to be filming a video on how to make excellent wiggly jiggly full beef broth using this, so stay tuned for that. But a beef feet is like the 2020 must-have accessory. Confused why you don't have them yet.
The next thing we got is beef ramen broth. So fun fact, I don't make the broth in our household. Ashley makes it, so if not for Ashley, I would be buying this all the time. The beef ramen broth has all the fat mixed back in, so I think that's where it gets its name, like ramen. It's delicious.
What is a meat haul without some beef liver? Know what I'm saying? So we have some beef liver from White Oak Pastures. This is our multivitamin.
Next up is beef eye of round roast. It's what's for dinner. This is just an economical cut.
Buzz, 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 buzz. All right, so a lot of people have been asking us where we get our raw honey from. We are lucky to have a local source. However, White Oak Pastures also sells raw honey. So raw part is important. Raw honey is better than heated or pasteurized honey because it has more nutrients. It's very similar to the raw dairy and pasteurized dairy.
All the enzymes in there.
Yeah, so White Oak Pastures, this is their honey container. It's adorable. It says raw, hand harvested, hand poured, unfiltered, and even lists the hive number.
This is from hive number 7.
Hive number 7. Oh, move. Let the honey shine.
There you
Don't
go.
focus on
There
us.
you go. Excellent.
And last but not least, we have some beef tripe. So these are dehydrated dog treats. One amazing part about White Oak Pastures is that they repurpose any parts of the animal that aren't allowed to sell for human consumption legally. One of those is beef tripe. So instead, they dehydrate and make it as dog treats. Guys, tripe is some stinky shh, but the dogs love it. So let's give them a little bit of beef tripe. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Let's see you.
I would like for you to take a quick note and notice whose hair made it into this screen and whose didn't. So Anyway, the reason we so shamelessly support White Oak Pastures is because we love everybody there and we love what they do and what they represent. They're a huge inspiration for us to get started on our own farm in 2021.
They've taught us so much about regenerative agriculture and everything that it can do to help prepare the land and repair the soil. They practice responsible holistic management, regenerative agriculture, and they have polyspecies, so they have 10 different animals, all of which play a unique role in returning health to the soil. Plus, their zero waste policy is incredible. They let no part of the animal go to waste and repurpose it for tallow goods, leather goods, dog treats, etc. So again, if you guys choose to support White Oak Pastures, if you can use our link in the description below, a small percentage of that sales helps support us and support our future farm.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully you found some new cuts of steak to look out for next time you're on the market for some new cuts. But until our next video, I hope you guys are behaving like an angel. Oh. Airball!